All right, welcome back from that break. We know a lot of you are itching to know what the Tigress actually got. So much bumper money for these wonderful girls. They've done pretty well. 5 times back-to-back champion is no small feat. But who has actually done this? The greatest president in the history of Nigerian Basketball Federation. We all know that Musa Kida is the man in the helm of affairs. Who is Musa Kida? Nigeria is indeed blessed in all aspects of human endeavors. Sometimes, too, this most populated black nation on earth is also described as the true God's own country, and this is not for nothing. This great nation, like Phoenix, has continued to rise and overcome its self-induced challenges. Despite the all-encompassing life challenges, sports have always provided the healthier and also firmly held together the dreams and aspirations of millions of Nigerians. Back in the early 60s and 70s, it used to be athletics and boxing that helped to put smiles on the faces of people just coming out of a debilitating civil war. And since that period, it has forever been football, huffing and puffing with triumphs and sometimes heartaches. Fast forward to the present, one of the unheralded sports, basketball, sprang up to announce its presence and determination to give the nation most loved sports a run for its money. For a people endowed with such amazing physical attributes, it's not surprising that Nigerians are now dominating the world of sports, and basketball is one sport that simply testifies to Nigeria's immense potential to be one of the world's best. From the position of mere competitors, Nigerian basketball has risen to become a continental and global phenomenon, and in recent years, Nigeria has maintained a dominant and intimidating profile in the basketball community. Importantly, we must note and acknowledge the feat of the Nigerian men and women national basketball team, which can be attributed to the shared common objective and determination of the board of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, ably led by its indefatigable president, Engineer AHMADU Musa Kida. Kida came on board in 2017 as the captain of a basketball ship that was submerged in murky waters of greed, corruption, egoistic, and mindless, vain, glorious pursuit by the various leadership of the NBBF. Unfazed by the consistent negative vibes from the past leadership of the board, Kida was quick to show his hands as a determined, selfless, and visionary leader who is committed to positively change the narratives of basketball in Nigeria. Since Kida, a former national basketball player, took the reins of the Nigerian Basketball Federation from Tijal Umar, it has been an upward surge for basketball in Nigeria. What with the newly found favor, attractiveness, and developmental strides of Engineer Musa Kida-led board. The achievement of the NBBF under Musa Kida include, among many other incredible feats, winning back-to-back Afro Basketball Championship, making history as the first African nation to qualify both its female and male teams for the Olympic Games at a time, as well as Nigeria's senior women national basketball team, the Tigers, making history as the first ever African basketball team to qualify for the quarterfinal stage at the last Olympic Games held in France. Spending personal hard-earned finances and resources to propagate and promote the development of the game in Nigeria with little or no financial assistance from the relevant sporting authorities, Musa Kida has totally remained resolute in his desire to take the game to Optian heights. Even after his re-election as the NBBF president, he has continued to endure and tempered with unsolicited but greed-induced crisis shenanigans by supposed stakeholders. Undeterred by the mindless of his trustworthy who have always pretended to be allies, Kida nevertheless brought class, panache, high level of astuteness, and invaluable experience, built by his over 3 decades of experience as a globally highly revered expert in the oil and gas industry. Despite the shenanigans within the basketball community, against all odds, he got the local basketball league divisions 1 and 2 for both women and men running again, a bit with lots of logistics and financial challenges. Nigerians and indeed the genuinely concerned stakeholders and investors in the game are also quick to credit him with the lofty and untold achievement of the Nigerian Basketball Federation. Let's also note that whilst Mali and Senegal had opportunities to train and tour in Europe for about 3 months and playing top quality friendly games, the Tigers only camped for a few days due to financial constraints. Yet they went ahead to brutalize all opponents, including Mali, in the final. In his words, the national coordinator of Friends of Nigeria Sport, Chief Dipriye Thompson described Kida as a visionary, selfless and uncommon patriot who has continued to see the larger picture that paints a positive future for the Nigerian youth through his several personal initiatives and, of course, the development of basketball in Nigeria. Speaking at the presidential held to honor the Tigers, the team were in unison in lavishing praises for Musa Kida. They thanked him for his financial and physical support for the team at all times, and that is another important testimonial to his great leadership skill. Never has Nigerian basketball adorned and reveled in such euphoria and accolades coming from its monumental achievement, and yes, coming from the astonishing feat of the Tigers, winning a 5 consecutive Afro Basketball Championship, and with the last win setting unprecedented record for the African Games. I ask, could this and many other achievements have been possible without the efforts of ever-resourceful and fearless committed patriots as Musa Kida and his equally hardworking and dedicated board members of the NBBF? I say no. Musa Kida has come and seen and, of course, conquered the African basketball landscape. It is a fact that whosoever succeeds him as the new president of the NBBF come next year has the unenviable task to match his giant strides. Without doubt, he would certainly go down in history as the best and greatest president of Nigerian Basketball Federation ever. And yes, I join millions of Nigeria that pray for engineer AHMADU Musa Kida to get his flowers and, of course, a well-deserved national honor for his widely acknowledged selfless service to Nigeria. Congratulations, we say to him. This is one fine gentleman who has given his very best to ensure that basketball sees the glorious days. And since he ascended the throne, I can tell you that a lot of people will tell you that basketball is at its peak. And like they say, a success has so many wishes. We're wishing the NBBF the very best. Musa Kida has done his best, and the ladies and the men are actually right in there. They've qualified for the World Cup, which is quite a monumental one, and I can assure you that young ones are aspiring to become great basketballers like the ones that have just done it right here in Cote d'Ivoire. Congratulations once again from us all in the sporting world. We'll go on this break, we'll come back, the show continues.